Okay, so if you're with me and you've been there, you've been watching this show go up, down, around, and over, and you're wondering, okay, Tigo, who do you have coming next? You guys are not going to believe who I've got coming up next. This lady, you know, you've seen her in music videos. Her band holds a record that we're going to talk about when she comes on. I'm a super fan. I watched her on another show that I produced. And the first thing I did was call the host and say, how do I get her for International Women's Day? Help me, help me, help me, help me, help me. You know, coming up right now, Cheryl Cooley is coming up right now. Hey, Cheryl, what's happening?
I'm having a great day. Oh,
I got to tell you, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us.
Oh, sure.
You know? Now, people, if you haven't figured this out, this is Cheryl Cooley from KLYMAXX. It's on her name. You know, I've got all their music. You know, a meeting in the ladies' room has a whole new meeting today with International Women's Day. Trust me. I was trying to get it licensed so I could play it because it's a perfect fit, you know, for right now. You guys have no idea how excited I am. I got goosebumps. I kid you not. I got goosebumps. She is here. She is here. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I mean, you know, I'm surviving all of the changes in life.
Yeah. Hot one second, cold the next, then COVID, then hit. Yeah, I totally get it. I totally get it.
Yeah.
So how did you get into music? What made you decide to take that journey in the first place?
Well, you know, I look at it kind of in a metaphysical, spiritual way because no one in my family played music. And for some reason, my parents always got me a toy guitar every other Christmas. And my sister, who is like 16 years older than I am, was married to a jazz musician by the name of Hubert Laws. And one of these times he was on tour at my parents' house, and I had this toy guitar, and I was all excited because it accidentally tuned itself to a TV show. And so I ran in the room and I said, look what I can play. I can play this song on TV, Secret Agent Man, for those who know what that show is.
Yeah, I know what that is.
And as soon as my sister heard it, she said, let's get Cheryl some guitar lessons. And my journey started from there. I was 11 years old when I started playing guitar and taking guitar lessons. And it's been my life purpose, my life's drive, my life's energy throughout my life. You know, there's been some ups and downs. There's been some pauses. There's been some, you know, fast forward. But it's definitely been a musical journey for the life of Cheryl Cooley.
Now, you are a member of KLYMAXX, original member of KLYMAXX. You guys have been killing it forever. But I understand, little birdie told me that you hold a record of being the only female band to be, what is it?
Okay, so KLYMAXX is the only R&B all-female band that has charted on billboards. Now that's R&B. There are a couple of rock bands, but there's also a pop, you know, female band. But as far as R&B charts, funk charts, KLYMAXX still is the only R&B all-female band that has charted on Billboard.
What makes you stick with it? Because you guys started a few minutes ago. We're not going to go back there and date it. Y'all want to know? Go look. Okay. But you've been doing this and you're sticking with it. I mean, you guys are still performing. COVID, but you're performing. You're out there. You know, when COVID's over, you'll be out again. I'm coming. I'm going to be there. I'm bringing the camera. But what keeps you focused? Because people jump into music. They jump into the arts. And the minute they get discouraged, the minute they're told to go get a regular job, like I always wanted to do comedy. And my dad told me, you better stand your ass up and get a job because you're not doing stand-up. Yeah, literally, that's what he told me. But now I'm planning on doing stand-up. That's another story. What got you focused and kept you moving forward?
I always joke about myself when I say, you know, I was really too stupid to know I was supposed to stop. I mean, there's been a lot of roadblocks. There have. I mean, but it's like, oh, that's supposed to discourage me? Oops. I mean, I had music college professors that, I mean, because my passion is music theory, really. I love music theory. And, I turned in some assignments, and, one time this teacher, he played we had to write big band charts, harmony and stuff. And anytime a student did something right, he would say the student's name. Oh, so-and-so did perfect here. If you didn't do it right, then he wouldn't say the name, right? So he plays my part. He didn't read my name. He played he said, oh, this is excellent. This was written by, okay, we'll go to the next, we'll go to the next one. I didn't, once I heard my music, it was like, oh, okay. But, him not saying my name was like, oh, was that supposed to be an insult? Baby, you couldn't read my name. I mean, I don't know. Hey, I heard my music. I'm on and cracking.
What did you do the first time you heard your music on the radio?
Almost ran into the center divider on the street.
Oh, you were driving?
Yeah. Oh my God. It was, it was such a great feeling. It was a dream come true. Let me just say, the whole journey of KLYMAXX being in an all-female band was really a dream come true. And hearing the song, our first song on the radio was called Never Underestimate the Power of a Woman. And I wrote the music to that. And, I don't know if anybody in California, in the Los Angeles area knows La Cienega Boulevard going south toward the 405 freeway.
I know that area.
Yeah, I'm in Ladera Heights, right there by the shopping center, and all of a sudden I, hear Never Underestimate, and I'm like, oh my God, that's my song! Me and the center divider almost had a meeting right there. So yeah, it was really exciting. A dream come true, definitely.
Now, as someone is looking right now, because I'm hoping that we've got people, young women, men, but definitely young ladies that are watching, and they have amazing talent. They're going, I can sing, I can play, I can write, I can do whatever. But music industry has changed. It's independent now. You don't get what you used to get. What would you tell them to get started? How do they get started? This is the career they aspire to connect with.
Yeah, I mean, the music business, the entertainment business is constantly in flux. It's constantly changing. The first thing I always tell any young musician or even older musician that's, trying to get back out there, you've got to know your craft. You got to know your talent. You got to know your instrument. If you're a vocalist, you have to know what your voice qualities are. First of all, make your talent to where it's solid, where nobody can knock you off your game, so that, even if you get up there and sing a diatonic scale, somebody can't say, oh, I've never heard of that. But, in your mind, you've practiced that right, and they can't knock you off your game. Learn. Go, the internet is your friend. Take lessons online. Go to your nearest, community free music if they have it, anything like that. Go to jam sessions, learn from other musicians. Even if your craft or I should say your passion or your art is painting rocks, just keep painting the rocks until somebody says, hey, I want to buy that rock for $50 million.
No, she didn't say painting rocks. Okay. Now let me ask you. When you're a professional athlete, it is an absolute taken that person's going to spend a lot of time practicing. They're going to spend a lot of time worried about their body, a lot of time working out. How important is practice and rehearsal when you're trying to be a professional musician?
Oh, I mean, practice is very important. When I was younger and in school, I used to do 5, 6, 7 hours of practice a day. As I got older, I didn't have that kind of time to dedicate to it. And as far as rehearsal, I mean, KLYMAXX, we rehearse once a week, whether we have a show or not. I mean, COVID has kind of put a pause on that, but we rehearse once a week, whether we have a show or not, try out some new things. We have a lot of fun. I'm actually in our rehearsal room that I built, and we have a bar and a disco light and a studio and a cereal. So we have a lot of fun. We practice the music and we have a lot of fun with each other. So it's a constant to always stay rehearsed, because really, our staying rehearsed, when we go to those shows and have to do sound check and stuff, we're ready. We're, you know, we already have our sound fine-tuned. So they don't have a lot of work to try to do, you know, sound check and tweeting the EQs and all of that, because we stay rehearsed. You know, there's some bands, and I won't mention any names, you know, they get to the sound check and that's their rehearsal. And you can tell that they don't rehearse. But luckily, you know, we all live near each other enough to where we stay rehearsed. Anytime we get a call, we are ready.
Well, I hope, I'm going to throw my 2 cents in here right now. When COVID is over, I hope to come there and interview all of you in your environment. I will have goosebumps the very first 10 or 15 minutes. I'll get over it. And then we can just go for it, because I'm truly a super fan. I'm not kidding. I was listening to your music all day yesterday, getting ready for today. And I'm like, there's that, ooh, and I saw live performance. I have become the YouTube queen when it comes to KLYMAXX, let me tell you. You know, how do you balance family, the road? I mean, you hear all these, you know, road stories from guy bands and things like that, safety, security. How did you balance all of that for as long as you guys have been together?
Well, you know, in my situation, I guess I'm a little bit of an oddball. I don't have any kids. I don't have any husband. I have my own property. So, you know, I can just jump on a plane and go when I want.
Oh, yeah. You know? That's great. That's awesome.
But, you know, you do have to learn a certain balance. You have to know what your family needs, you know, their needs, time-wise, energy-wise, you know, financial-wise, you know, what they need. And, of course, that's always going to be your priority. But you also have to nurture yourself. Because if you don't nurture yourself, you're not going to be able to nurture your family or your art. You know, you have to take care of yourself first. It may sound, I don't know, egotistical, but it's a reality. You have to take care of yourself first. You have to take care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You have to take care of yourself first. Whatever that is, whatever your health needs are, whatever your psychological, spiritual needs are, you have to take care of that first. And then you can go on to take care of your family. If the family's not an issue, then you can go ahead and take care of your art, your craft, your talent, your career. But you got to take care of yourself first.
You know, I'm not going to call you one of the greatest female guitar players. I'm going to call you one of the greatest guitar players. You know, I never hear people say, well, that's one of the greatest male horn players. They just say that's a horn player. Why do they have to point out the fact that she's female? She can go toe to toe with any of y'all. Okay, come on. Let's do a battle. Let's see who wins. I want to thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me, sharing a little time with us on International Women's Day. You definitely are an amazing representation of what can be done and what should be done, and to not let your dreams just sit on the sidelines. You know, you're doing your thing, and I want to thank you so much for coming on and hanging out with us.
Oh, sure. Thank you. Thank you for involving me. I mean, if you hadn't contacted me, I would have never known. And I really appreciate you, you know, making me a part of this and waving to your fans and friends. Thank you.
I hope you'll come back again. I mean, come on to the show and do a full half-hour episode with me, and then we can really talk, because I'm going to find a reason to have you come back again and come back again and possibly come back again.
All right. Thank you.